Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Samhain season. My name is Stacy. This is my channel, Simply Liminal, and today we're going to do this reading for the opening to Samhain season, which will take us through to Yule in the winter at the winter solstice. But right now, Samhain is classically celebrated as the third harvest. So if there is anything out there you haven't harvested yet, you're doing it now, this time of year. It's also the time of the year when the veil is considered very thin. That and in the spring at Beltane. Of course, this is if you're in the Northern Hemisphere where I'm at. So we're going to do a 5-card reading as we've been doing this year from this beautiful deck. This is the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn. I'm going to light my candle. I've already cleared my space and called in spirit. My lighter was being a little naughty, but that's okay. This is kind of the season for not naughtiness, but I hope everyone had a happy Halloween yesterday. Samhain season can be celebrated starting at Halloween. I've always classically celebrated it on November 1st, even though technically that might not be accurate either. I know people who celebrate it at the astronomical Samhain season, which is really the 90-degree midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. Follow what you feel inclined to, or celebrate when you feel inclined to celebrate it. That's part of us being beautiful and unique. There's no right or wrong, really. It's what you're called to, what you feel like. But it is a good time of year to celebrate the abundance of the summer season that we had behind us now, and preparing for us to move into winter, because it's just around the corner. It's November 1st, so I actually turned on my furnace today. Not very high, only up to 60 degrees, but I don't like to turn it on too early. And it has been cool in October where I'm at. I'm in northeastern Montana, so there were a couple days that were chilly, and today I'm like, nope, I'm doing it. Anyway, so let's get started with our reading. So we'll look at 5 cards, and these, I'm just going to move my candle out of the way to give myself more space for the cards. 5 cards, and we are looking at messages to us from spirit. Well, from spirit in general, but from the elements, which are earth, water, air, fire, and overall spirit. So I've already shuffled the deck, but we'll go ahead and shuffle it just once or twice more just to get a good vibe. I used to shuffle just 3 times, and that was where I stopped. But I started shuffling more or less, depending on how I felt. So we're going to stop there, and we're going to lay our cards out. So we will have our message from, if I can get them apart, earth. Our message from water. They are at the bottom of our symbol because they are heavier. Air. Fire. I always love the fire. I'll straighten these up because I can tell already I'm laying them out not. And this is spirit. Not in the best way for the camera. So these are messages to us from the overall collective. Now, from the collective spirit. Now, if you are called to one element more than another, that's fine. You can look at that as more of a personal reading for you. I like to take the whole reading in as it comes to us. I think that's beautiful. Boy, I really was off. Is the world off? Is it me? I don't know. However you feel called to it. I am a double Leo, sun and moon, actually, so I'm always very connected to fire messages. But then my rising is Virgo, which I thought was broke for a long time. But so I do pay attention to earth as well. But I really look at all of the elements, how they're connected to us, because all the elements are a part of all of us. So let's get started. I'm trying not to make this too terribly long. I have the guidebook here because Denise has beautiful things written through. Let's just see what the messages are for us. So from earth, our message is freedom. Isn't this beautiful? There's a whole lot of crazy going on in the world right now. Terrible things, sad things, storms, people in turmoil, people not able to eat, or feeling a fear of not having those things taken care of. But the message for Earth is telling us freedom. And so I hope that gives us all hope that whatever those turmoils are soon to be clearing. I mean, that's what we can hope. And when we say soon in our human lives, I mean, I'm impatient, so I want soon to be like 5 minutes before I ask for something. But it may take a little bit longer because time works different in the spirit world. So the message from freedom is, just very quickly, it says here to express yourself without hesitation. Break free and let your spirit fly. Make choices that increase your freedom. Don't be tied down. Laugh, dance, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. Be daring, cast aside restrictions, find your wings, and help others find theirs. That is beautiful. So that is our message from Earth. And so Earth is a very grounded energy, obviously. So when we're getting a message from Earth like freedom, which seems like it would be more tied to air or even fire, pay attention. Earth is giving us messages that we need to pay attention to. Like, loosen up, let go. I've been working on a several-month project to let go of things. And everybody has different things to let go of. I mean, sometimes it's emotional baggage, sometimes it's turmoil, sometimes it's physical things like clutter. I mean, I have too many things. I'm also in the project of redoing my floors in my house, so that's created a little bit of chaos, but it's all good. So let's take a look at what our message from water is now. Our message from water is adventures. And this is a beautiful card. And honestly, as much as I love adventures, I don't think I've ever pulled this card in a reading. I've looked through it and seen it, but not a personal reading for myself and not for readings on this channel. And this is a beautiful tropical scene. There's little birds, parrots probably in the background, and a waterfall. And honestly, this kind of reminds me of what I think Jamaica looks like, and, sending prayers to Jamaica and all the people that have been affected by Hurricane Melissa. It's terrible. So we have adventures though. And so water is telling us adventures. And we do have a beautiful waterfall in the picture, which is nice. So as I'm not familiar with this card, on a personal level, I want to make sure I read from you very specifically. And it does say here, this is interesting. I want to read the beginning of this. It says, symbolically, water usually relates to emotions. And so the card is talking to us about water, and this is the message from water. It represents letting go and release. So Earth was telling us to lighten up and spread our wings, and this is telling us to let go and release. So it says here, the message from this card is something exciting is around the corner. You're entering a new frontier filled with expansive energy. Begin to look at your world in a new and different way. Something that you thought was mundane or someone whom you may have overlooked will open the door to new opportunities and a bigger and bolder way of living. Be willing to see the world around you in new ways. So this is telling us the world might not be the thing that's changing, but our perception of what is around us is. And that's important because our perception controls our reality. So interesting, positive, I think. Let's look at our message from air. We have community, and this is beautiful, and this does make me feel like an air card. There's butterflies and a rainbow, though it is in the forest, and it does tie deeply to earth when I see the forest. But we have beautiful butterflies soaring through light beams that are rainbow hued, and the message is community. And I feel like a society in general feels pretty fractured right now. It's this side or that side, or you do this and I can't tolerate it. We have to look at ourselves more like a neighborhood or a community, and know that we're all different individuals and we all have different thoughts and processes and beliefs, but we still can support each other as a community. Now, let's read what the message is for the card. It says, support is all around you, even if you're not consciously aware of it. Allow yourself to be supported. Give encouragement to others. The more you allow yourself to be supported, the more your dreams can come true. If you believe that you have to do it all alone, you will. Your true family is not just blood relationships. Sometimes the strongest family ties are friends who know who you are. Sometimes they are your ancestors and soul family who reside in spirit. This card speaks to finding your community and your people. It is a card of remembering that your people are at your side, believing in you, loving you, standing beside you. Call on your community. They are only a thought away. That is a beautiful message. And I don't know about anybody else, but yesterday was a hard day for me. Like, I don't know why. I just was edgy and angry and really short. Everything felt tight and uncomfortable, and I really had to work hard. It carried all through the day, and I couldn't even explain it, but to release those feelings, I don't even understand why I'm having them, but I have to let them go because they're not helping me and they're not helping anyone around me. And I did call to my ancestors for some help, and I'm like, please help me release whatever this funk is that I am surrounded by today. And you know what? I felt better this morning when I woke up. I felt a lot more grounded and calm, and that is a good thing. So let's take a look at our message from Fire. So Fire, of course, I told you I'm very connected to. Oh, this is beautiful. Going forward. You know, I have not ever pulled this card in a reading either. I've looked through it and I've studied it, and I love it because I love paths and the path forward, but this card has never come up, and so I'm excited for myself, but for all of us in this collective reading, for whoever watches this, whenever they watch it. So the message here is going forward, and there's a beautiful path, and it's leading to the sun. I don't know if you can see it on the camera though, but it almost looks like there's a moon here, or maybe another planet. Maybe this is Earth and moon, but there is something big happening in this journey forward. And I think we're all trying to find our way, forward. And I often ask for guidance, like, what am I supposed to do? What is my next step? Show me the way, because I'm confused, or I am so frustrated I don't understand where to go next. That's kind of how I felt yesterday. So I'm really excited about today, because today feels better, and I'm excited to welcome this Samhain season and all it holds for us. It says, when you receive this card, fertility, productivity, love, health, abundance, and fulfillment are ahead for you. Things are growing and expanding in your life. Keep going forward. Sometimes it may be easy to be distracted by what's occurring around you, but this card indicates that it's important not to let anything hold you back from increasing the bounty in your life. Step up and know that your needs will be taken care of. Your life is escalating and intensifying in the best possible way and for your highest good. Well, that's positive. I like it. I like the idea of going forward and making progress. And I think we all want to feel that way. And I will say that this is kind of the season where we start to slow down. The days are shorter, the nights are longer. It's, like this morning there was a beautiful sunrise, but it only lasted for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then it clouded up, and now the skies are heavy. It's this kind of season where you want to just cuddle up, maybe watch a good movie, read a good book, and not really do stuff. But even when you're internally like cozying up, you can make a lot of progress in your mind, in your process, or maybe it's just in your home. So, all right, let's take a look at our message from Spirit here, our overall message. This is a beautiful way to cap this reading, I think. The card is potential, and we have a beautiful mountain range, a peak, I don't know, Mount Fuji, maybe Kilimanjaro. It's hard to say what it symbolizes, and a beautiful starry sky. That is our Milky Way shining in the night sky behind us, and that is telling us potential. And there is that much potential in our life waiting for us out there as stars in the Milky Way. And that's billions of stars. So potential is everywhere around us if we only want to see it. So the message here says the card appears when you are ready to activate your potential and step into your strength. This is the time to activate those gifts that you have had on the back burner in your life. You have incredible untapped potential. This is the time to allow it to flow. An inner wellspring of power is emerging. You have a profound spiritual power that is deep within you. Let me read that again because I think that line is very important for all of us. And if we're called to this reading, I think this line is really important for us. You have a profound spiritual power that is deep within you. Don't ever forget that. Know that that resides within you. Do not doubt your great authority and capabilities. A dormant volcano might indicate that you have an uncomfortable emotion, that you have uncomfortable emotions that you are repressing or keeping inside, thus creating emotional stress and inner pressure. It can also mean that you are on the verge of great expansion of energy and life force. So, really interesting reading for this Samhain season. The last season's reading at Mabon was beautiful as well. I love these harvest seasons. I love these harvest readings. I do a personal reading for myself, and that includes oracle cards. I use a different deck and also some tarot cards in there because tarot has been a part of my life for a long, long time. But for us, for this collective reading, I take this just as personally as I take my personal reading that I'll do for myself later in the day. Excuse me. So know that if you're reading this or if you're seeing this message, it is for you. I just want to wish you all a happy Samhain season. I hope everybody had a good Halloween. Like I said, mine was edgy. It doesn't matter. I actively had to release, and I want you to know that if you're feeling these energies that you can't quite explain, there's a lot of things being churned up right now in our solar system. The planets are in interesting alignments. I have felt super special emotionally the last month or so, and we have a grand trine in the sky of water energy, and water energy is certainly emotional, and sometimes it's happy, tearful, love emotions and joy, and sometimes those emotions are darker, deeper, and we can't quite put a finger on them. I'm just telling you, if you've been feeling these energies, take a breath, ask to let go things that don't serve you, and allow your spirit guides and guardians to help you. It's not easy for anybody right now. I can't imagine that anybody is having a perfectly sunshine and roses kind of outlook right now. But we're all going to make it through this. Rely on your friends, your family, your community. You know, sometimes we are blessed with people in our lives who are our family but not related to us by our blood. I'm telling you, those are your ancestors too, and their people are your ancestors. Call to those people that are dear to you. I had several of those people step forward just in the last week, and I'm grateful for that remembrance and that connection. So I hope you all have a wonderful Samhain season. I don't want to keep the reading going any longer. I will see you in 7 weeks, maybe a little bit longer actually. It's 7 weeks for the Yule reading at the winter solstice. And I am more than likely going to be bringing out a new deck for the following year. That's kind of what I've tended to do these last several years. So I don't know what exciting deck that we'll have. But again, I just want to say thank you to Denise Lynn and the Sacred Destiny Oracle for guiding us through the Wheel of the Year for this year. So I hope you all have a great end of the season. I will say some people classically think of the end of the year now at Samhain season. I tend to think the year closes at Yule and it opens again at Yule, like it is the perfect closure. But some people really celebrate the end of the cycle of the year at Samhain, and that's fine. Like I said, everybody can feel and celebrate things as they wish because we're all very individual and we all have many different paths that are all uplifting us and others. So take care, enjoy the season. Thanks again for coming to my reading. My name is Stacy and my channel is Simply Liminal. Bye.